Hi everyone, it's Jill Foster here for Penny Black with a new Positively Penny Black video. And during these difficult times, we are doing our best to bring our followers some positive messages of inspiration, hope, art, craft, and some distraction. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started on today's card. Here is a look at what we will be creating, combining some masking techniques, some painting, some critters, and some flowers. And before we begin, I just wanted to mention that I will have a full supply list at the very end of the video. So if you just hit pause when it's up on screen, then you can check out all of the supplies used in more detail. So to begin, we are going to be doing some fun stamping with this adorable set called You Got This. I've been dying to use the bear lifting weights with the little hedgie up on the weights, so I had to get it out for this card. I am stamping onto Bristol smooth paper, and this paper I find works really well with the markers and coloring technique I will be doing in just a bit. And I'm stamping using VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which is a waterproof ink once dry. So I went ahead and stamped this onto my panel that I'm going to be working on, and then I'm just grabbing some Eclipse masking paper, and I save all my scraps of this, so I'm just putting them where I'm going to be needing the scraps, or where I'm going to be needing the mask. And then while it's here in my stamp positioning tool, I'm just going to stamp it onto that paper, and then I will go ahead and cut those out. Now, I find it fun to just mix things up a little bit and combine these critters with some flowers, especially during the springtime. So the next stamp set we'll be using is our Daisy collection set. Some really happy flowers here. So I cut out just the hedgie and then the sort of the tummy portion in the back of the bear. I didn't need the weights or all of that, and nor did I want to cut all that out. And then I can go ahead and stamp my flowers onto the background. So you can see here I'm overlapping part of the flower onto the bear, which will be covered up then by that masking, so it'll look like the flowers behind the bear. And it really does a lot when you combine your images and mask them in this way to create a cohesive looking scene, instead of things being sort of lined up and next to each other by having some in the front and some in the back, which happens due to the masking. It gives more depth and more dimension to what you're doing, because this is going to be a one-layer panel. As you can see here, I'm just playing around with these daisies. One thing I love about this set of daisies is all the different ways that they are positioned. So I'm just finishing up here, stamping that along the bottom. Now I did go ahead and grab a little, I was going to try and do a big daisy up here in the hedgie's hand, but these were all just way too big. So I grabbed a little flower from our Plant Sunshine transparent set, and I promise behind my head there I am just lining that up so it looks like the hedgie is holding it. Again, I wanted to tie all the elements of the design together, the flowers in the background to the critters in the front. So I stamped that flower there. And then I thought about adding another flower in here, but it just wasn't happening. So I let that idea go and removed the masks, which is one of my favorite parts to reveal the design that I will be coloring. Now I am coloring this using the Arteza Real Brush pens and the Arteza Twi markers, which are all a water-based marker. And I have done several other videos featuring this exact same technique. So if you're unsure of the technique or you'd like lots more details on how I'm doing the blending and the coloring, I will link those down for you down in the YouTube description box below. And I'm just going to go ahead and do my painting and coloring here and turn on a little music for you, and I will be back in just a bit. So here I'm just finishing up my coloring on the image, and I was really happy with this. I figure if a bear and a hedgehog are out lifting weights, they must be doing it out in a field of wildflowers. To finish off this card, I had some white space up at the top, so I went ahead and die cut that using our Border Edges die, and you can take a look there at that, how that looks when I mounted it onto the standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch note card. And I also stamped my sentiment right down near the image, which you will see there on the finished card. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you receive a notification each time we post a new video. And we also invite you, especially during these difficult times, if you'd like to fill your feed with our Facebook, Instagram, and blog posts. We're doing all we can to post all things happy for you. And I've linked to all of these for you down in the YouTube description box below. Thanks so much for watching, and here is the supply list for this card.